All right, here we go. Let me even get in here. That's the one that's broken. So the way those things turn off is there's a rod and a valve, 6 to 8 inches inside the house. And when you leave a hose hooked up to that and you turn the water off, the water does not drain out of that pipe. It's kind of hard to describe in words without showing you. Well, I will show you once I get it all pulled out. Just know that inside the wall, about 8 inches, there's a freeze break. And when you turn that on, water flows from the actual shutoff to the spigot, but also sprays out through that crack. It's the second time it's happened on this house in the last 2 years. So what I'm taking a look at is the foundation. Oops, the foundation's right here. We're probably 1 foot over from the outside of the foundation. Here we are in a closet in the back of the basement, and right up there is where that hose bib is. And it's actually not in this ceiling, it's in the space between this wall and the foundation wall, which is about this far. It's going to be a little bit of a tight fit, but what I think I'm going to do is cut a decent sized square out of this back wall to start with. And then hopefully I just look right straight up and the pipe's right there. So something I did as soon as I got here was shut the water off to the house and start draining the water out of the house. You do that by opening up a couple of faucets. There's 2 faucets here in the basement. The kitchen is also right above here. So I got that one open. And this is a 2-story house. You know, we're in the basement, so it's technically 3 finished floors. So we got to drain all the water out. We don't want to have a little burble come up when we're trying to fix this and have a rush of water come down. So we got to get all the water out of the cold water lines. You can see a little bit of the water damage on that drywall. And there was a floor joist completely blocking that. So most of the water went down behind this wall and started making its way out into the carpet. I think it got wet all the way out to here and was starting to go in to the utility room. So it's looking more and more like I'm going to have to go at this from the outside. There is a rafter right here, and I believe that pipe is on this side of the rafter, which means there's no access. Maybe I should just cut this piece out here, but it's still a very awkward position to get into. Cut out this little top plate here of the steel stud, and if you guys can make heads or tails. So this pipe here goes up to the kitchen, and that one that goes way back there, that's the solder joint. So there is just no way I can reach that. I physically see the crack, but I can feel it with my thumb. It's on the left side of that pipe there. That there is the rim joist. And on the other side of that rim joist is the siding. The gutter, the downspout to pull off. All these TV wires, coax, got to come off. Then the corner of the siding comes off. Then I cut right at the deck. I can pull this one piece of siding off, and then I can get to cutting a square out of the rim joist. Let's see if we can get this out. It's filled up to about here. Man, this is horrible. Things you find wrong with people's houses. That's why this is so sunk here. That was buried 6 inches into the ground. So anytime it rains, all the water on this whole side of the house just sinks right here into this edge of the foundation. It's craziness. Crazy. If you're interested in knowing how much I charge for this job, stay tuned to the end of the video. I think it's this side, end of the video. Stay tuned to the end of the video, and I'm going to go over why I charged what I charged. Right there is the crack. You see that right there? You can see that's where the ceiling is right there. That's inside the house. There we go. So this is the actual shutoff right here. And you can't see it right now, but there is a little rubber O-ring right inside there that screws down onto the shutoff. The reason it was so hard to come out is this packing was super packed in there and had to pry it out. So now there's nothing in there to melt. This is just an empty pipe with a crack in the end of it. And I'll be able to get my torch back in there without melting this and not having this as a heat sink and pull this out. Today's video is brought to you by Slick Deals. Slick Deals is a browser extension that helps you find good deals when you're shopping online. In previous videos, I showed you how it worked on the Lowe's website as well as Ace Hardware. Today, we're going to check out Best Buy. So here we are on the Best Buy website. Got Slick Deals open already here on the right-hand side, and we're scrolling down looking for a deal. Now here's one that I like. It's called the Google Nest Thermostat, programmable Wi-Fi. I have one of these in the workshop, and I highly recommend it. Save $70. So that is the deal that I have for you today. The Nest Thermostat, $59.99, saving $70. Used to be $129. So here's my Nest Thermostat. I got it in black. There will be a link in the description box below the video. That will allow you to add the Slick Deals browser extension so that you can start shopping and finding all the deals. There's the crack. Like clockwork. I have to do these every year. Super common repair. That's what fails. Now, the reason this doesn't leak all the time is because it's shut off right back here. And water is only up in here when you have water coming out your hose spigot. Oh, there's that screw I lost. I'll raise this up so it at least goes a little ways away. Oh, oh, there we go. Looking good. Looking real good. got this cleaned out. Let's see. There it is. So if anyone's wondering, what does that siding split repair look like in 2 years? I did this one the spring of 2020. Everything looks perfect. Been working good. Back then, during the pandemic, this is the only type of frost-free or frost-preventative shutoff you could find in stock. All these things crack because people leave their hoses hooked up when it freezes, and the water in there can't drain out. This is all dried out. It's just delaminated, for lack of better terms. So we're gonna make it look as good as we can. Keep in mind, this is gonna get packed again with things up on here, so this won't ever see the light of day until they move. And when they move, they're gonna do more work. What I mean by that is they're gonna paint it. So this isn't gonna get painted. Buzz job right there. Actually, whew, look at that. Orange peel. Let's see here. A little too fine. Thicken it up. Gives you a better perspective of the closet this is in. Take a look at this orange peel. This is part of the, I'm not sure what the deal is here. Must have been some sort of a remodel, because right here, this is just added. So keep in mind, this is still part of the closet that I'm working on. All this is relevant when I'm coming up with a repair and figuring out the customer's expectations. I mean, they have this right in the same closet. It's part of the business. Oh, I almost forgot my caulk gun. Part of the business side of things is knowing customers' expectations. Welcome back to the workshop. It's a real-time discussion on pricing and the industry. Kind of a business video. For those of you who subscribe to the Handyman Business YouTube channel, I am working on a video for that channel. But this is just a little preview for people who are new to the channel on what they can find over at the business channel. It's not just for people who are self-employed and do home repairs. It's also for homeowners and understanding the costs that go into home improvement, home repair, home remodeling. So when they get that estimate or that bill, they don't lose their minds. For those of you who watch my Super Secret Third YouTube channel, this is a project that'll be uploaded over there sometime in the future. I'm way behind on that channel as well. I'm catching up on a year delay in videos. I'm going to try to buckle down and get caught up. So what was the price of this job? Start to finish, turnkey minus paint. It's the only thing I didn't do was paint the repairs. So the price was $1,800. It took about 5 hours. That includes trips to Home Depot and being cramped up like a little sardine in the pocket of that bush. My knees were hurting, my legs were falling asleep. So typically, this would have been a 3-trade job. You would have had your plumber that would have came in first. He would have came in and did pretty much exactly what I did. Then you would have had a drywaller, and then you would have had a cider. The drywaller and the cider would not do that work. It's too small. So you would have been stuck without the work done. You would have had little rabbits and raccoons crawling in your house. The reason my customers pay me so much is they know they can make one call and that's all. It's going to be done right. It's going to be done the first time. This is a repeat customer. There was a freeze break on another hose bib the previous year. There's another thing, the supply and demand. There is a crazy demand right now for home repairs, smaller home repairs, because larger companies don't have the time to do smaller dollar repairs. So if you have the skill set to do all the repairs in one trip, you can pretty much just name your price. There still has to be high value for the money spent so that you get repeat business. So when they freeze and break another pipe or there's another problem with their house, they call me again. If you charge too much, you try to rip them off, as a lot of people point out in the comments.
How do you stay in business with those prices?
Well, obviously, where I do my business, the supply and demand allows for the fees that I charge. Over on the business channel, I will be discussing the future. Maybe we're going into a recession. Maybe the supply and demand will shift, and I'll have to start reducing my prices, like I did when I first got started in 2008. I hope that helps explain to both homeowners and people in the business my pricing. It really depends on supply and demand. There is no supply for this repair. Like I said, siding company's not coming out to do that. A drywall company isn't coming out to do that one repair. They're doing large installs. They're doing fix and flips, they're doing scrapes, they're doing new builds. There is a massive, massive shortage of skilled labor, and it is doctor money. Way more than what lawyers make these days. We're in making about the same as surgeons. Hopefully this video helped the homeowners be able to tackle something like this yourself. It's very easy. You go down the plumbing aisle in Home Depot on any weekend, and there's a bunch of guys doing the exact same thing, looking for plumbing fittings or doing repairs on their house. Go over to the Handyman business channel, look for a video out there in the next couple weeks. I've got a whole list of topics that I'm building for a good quality video over there. That's the reason I don't upload every week or even every month, is I like to get a good quality video that's going to do well and is going to be beneficial to the people that watch that channel. Goodbye.